So I should probably start with the fact that, we're currently building something that doesn't exist, something that's brand new, really, to the marketplace. And really, right now, we're the only company in the planet that's doing cloud mining for proof of stake. And with that comes that, because it's such a brand new industry and a brand new, application, we have to literally build it on the fly. And we don't have the luxury of just sitting back for 6 months or a year and contemplating how we're going to approach the marketplace, sitting back and methodically, building out a software engineering specification document and architecting this thing, architecting this thing for something that might be built a year, 2, 3 years from now. We have to build it right now in the moment. We have a need that's urgent, that's immediate, and we have to meet that need. And that's pretty stressful. That's pretty challenging if you think about it. Nothing in the coding world happens very quickly. When you build a software application, there's a heck of a lot of planning that goes in. We typically build something that's called a software requirements specification. And what that is it's an engineering document that is almost like an architectural plan, where we'll build a roadmap of exactly all the different components, all the different modules, all the different views, and we'll literally architect the database, all the different fields, how they relate. We'll do that quite a bit in advance. And a lot of things that we're building literally in a day or two, typically to do it correctly would take you 4 months, 6 months, a team of 4 guys, half a year. We just don't have the luxury to do that. And so we're basically, what we're doing is we're falling back to what's called prototyping. And if I call it kind of slang, if you will, down and dirty code. And that's probably, something that a software engineer would never share with the public. Again, comes back to my commitment to transparency. I want to be able to share with everybody exactly what our trials and tribulations are, our triumphs, things that we are accomplishing, at light speed. And with that, it's really explaining to the public that dynamics and the different aspects and challenges we have to get through to build something in the moment that's immediate, and yet have it functional, work flawlessly, because you can't mess up. You can't have a system where you're building nodes that are crashing left and right. You can't build a payout system where people aren't getting paid or you're double paying. You can't, overpay or underpay your salespeople. Everything has to be very precise, as if you have spent 5 years building it, but you have to build it in the moment.
That's pretty interesting. Okay, so how many nodes are you guys on now?
As of yesterday, we're pushing 80.
Wow, that's going pretty fast, eh?
Last time we talked, I think we had 35 or 40. So, yes.
Yeah. So you've basically doubled the nodes out there, and it's growing exponentially.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, okay. So you mentioned, okay. So what's your future plans on nodes? I know you're looking at probably still acquiring new equipment, doing some forward planning on that as well, right?
For sure. And really, it comes back to prototyping as well. I had shared earlier that the first time I built a node, it took me 12 hours, and then it took me 8 and then 4. And, it basically came to a point, it didn't matter how fast a human would work. We, literally couldn't do it faster than 4 to 6 hours, hyper-focused and really just focused on one thing. That's because there's a lot of robotic tasks that were involved. And so, we did a talk last week on robotics and automation and building things, that building scripts that would automate as many tasks as possible. And that comes down to prototyping as well. I wrote that code as fast as I possibly could, because I was reaching that breaking point where I was working all day, all night, all weekend on doing these robotic tasks. And we had a need. We had to continually build nodes. And then how do we do it? There's only so many hours in a day, and I didn't have the luxury of months building, I didn't have luxury of months go ahead to build the scripts properly to automatically build a node. So I built the prototype, and I literally built that in a few days. And now I've passed it down to Clint, who is our master senior engineer, who is going to take the time to really engineer it correctly and move it into our permanent and final framework.
Okay, that's pretty interesting. So there's still the 277 tasks that a bot is automating to build a node with a few human intervention points, right?
Yeah.
Is Clint going to be looking at that as well? Or is this something that's already done and dusted for the prototype?
Well, I've automated it down to literally we can build it in less than a half hour. And most of those tasks involve moving money and moving coins around, which is critically important to be precise. I'm not trusting a robot to move money until it's seriously tested 100 times. You can't be off in crypto. If you miss a character and you send it in La La Land, you could send crypto to some guy or girl in Indonesia, and I can promise you it will never come back. You could double pay, triple pay. I can promise you can't pay it back. It's I think one of the drawbacks of crypto is that there's no chargeback. You make a mistake moving money, it's not coming back. So he's doing that last 5% of automation and getting it into the final framework, so we can literally have robots build nodes in seconds versus hours.
What else are you prototyping right now?
A number of things. Number one, starting at the base, we built our whole website really, really fast. And it was almost like if someone dropped you in a foreign land just before winter, you had to build a shelter really quick. It may not look pretty, but you need to get it live. You need to get your information out there so people understand what you're doing. And then you have the ability to sit back and properly plan over the winter. Come spring, you build the house the way you want it to do. So that's our website. We're building it into the final framework, which is going to be Laravel. Laravel is the most industrial, secure framework possible, and it's extraordinarily flexible. But probably the most serious thing that I'm prototyping right now is the affiliate payout system. Our affiliate payout system, first off, I want to say that we're not a multi-level marketing company. I detest multi-level. I don't like it at all, and primarily most of them are scams. There's no way you can possibly pay out so many different levels at a high percent. It's just not sustainable. We're a company that we intend on being around for decades. So what we did was we found a comp plan that was similar to an insurance company, and it's basically where you build teams. And with that, there's 7 different layers. You have your affiliate agents, and then you have your marketing directors, and on and on up the list. I could probably do a whole video just on the affiliate payout system, but just to let you know, can you imagine you've got to pay out 100 affiliates immediately, and you're dealing with a 7-layer system. You have to pull all of the orders, all of the customers, all the affiliates, find out what level they are, find out what their commission level is, find out their override, do all that math, and generate all the payouts, then pay all them out, and then create a log of it and email everybody at once. Now, I could put a team of 4 guys on this, work for an entire year, and at the end of the year, we'd still be perfecting it, still perfecting the look and feel. There would be bugs in it. We would have to re-engineer different aspects of it. But we have an immediate need. We have people that need to get paid this week. So we've been working day and night doing, again, what I call down and dirty code. It's prototyping. We're building the entire code base that's down to 3 pages of a couple hundred lines of code each. When this is done, it may be 2 200 pages of a couple hundred lines of code when it's finally done. But we're getting the industrial code to make it happen. And I'm extraordinarily proud of our team. We pulled it off. We did it. We built this magnificent 7-level system with full commissions and overrides and payouts, and it works.